Welcome to the weekly Helm developers call. It's always super exciting, so thank you for joining us today. We followed the CNCF community guidelines, and feel free to put your any announcements, discussion points you have in the document into the meeting notes, which I'll drop in chat since it's not there. And it looks like we already have a few announcements. So Mark, if you want to go ahead and kick us off.
My internet froze, so did you say my name?
I did. I said Mark.
Okay, I figured. Okay, I apologize. Yeah, so first announcement, we officially welcome YXX Hero as a new triage maintainer. The vote passed a while ago, but now in our owner's file, he is mentioned officially. And we are looking forward to adding the other two that are under voting. So voting continues in the maintainers mailing list. Please take some time to vote.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And your other announcement, if you want to talk about why the patch release was canceled.
I put that for, I took the liberty of putting it for Farina, but I guess it's simple. There was nothing extra added in as a commit. Farina, I don't know if you want to take the opportunity to motivate the troops.
I added a discussion topic, or I'm in the process of adding one to discuss this because I think it's more than an announcement.
All right, we will shelve that for the discussion topic. Thank you, Matt. All right, and Bridget, you have
just putting out a reminder. Thank you, Karen. I'm just putting out a reminder there again, because we always have this call at clockwork every week, except when we don't. So if anyone is dead set on having a Helm call on Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, good luck with that. But most of us will not be there. And that's what I've got.
Thank you for that, Bridget. There are a couple other days that last week we talked about. As we get closer, you'll find out whether those are canceled or not. All right, so our discussion points. Bridget, you put in a great topic. So the OCI support issue.
Oh, that might be a time-consuming one, and maybe we want Josh here for it, but I just kind of wanted to say, hey, Josh opened an issue to discuss what we might want to see in OCI support. So if people have opinions about that, I strongly encourage you to take a look at that issue. And then maybe on one of these upcoming calls, when we get Josh in, we should discuss it. Because I know that he had a whole hip and everything, but it looks like there are more topics that he wants to talk about. So just bringing that to our attention.
Thank you. So since Josh isn't here, all right, Bridget, we also have your next one, your Dependabot PRs.
Oh, I was just looking at what was open and I thought, maybe this is related to Farina's topic of how do we get more merged, but maybe he means something else. But I noticed that we had some Dependabot PRs, and I know that they get rebased, et cetera, over time. But also I feel like we could get ourselves into a situation if we wait for months and then we have a lot to untangle. So I'm wondering if we want that to be part of like triage work of looking at the Dependabot PRs and deciding whether or not we want to care, or maybe not. And I defer to the group. I'm just interested in hearing people's thoughts on that.
If you're okay with waiting on the Slack integration discussion, can we have the merging and bot discussion now?
Absolutely.
That would help. Okay. So Matt.
I mean, sure. So we have been getting, I understand there's a lot going on right now. I'm one of those people who has too much going on right now, where I have been a lazy maintainer and have not been maintaining things as well as I should have. And there's a lot of people in that boat because there's just so much going on across people at different companies. And if I'm being honest here, Helm isn't one of those projects that has a company behind it doing paid support, which comes with the justification. So you always have to justify it under other things, which makes it a little bit more difficult than some other projects. And how do we get people engaged to merge more, or if people are busy, get more maintainers, so that way we can start doing it? I think it's a problem we need to tackle because stuff's just not getting merged as quickly as it needs to. And I know we've done some efforts to try to onboard more maintainers, and they've done a little, but they haven't done great. And so I think we need to start figuring out what we can do to help with that. I'm not sure what it is, but there's something there.
Right. So more maintainers will do it, right? It's just the time to onboard more maintainers, or the onboarded maintainers not doing a great job, you're saying?
Well, it's onboarding maintainers who are willing and capable and going to put in the time, and then bringing them in and finding people who are just interested in doing that work.
Right.
And that can be a hard part.
From our side, we have a vested interest. We're doing certification work.
Yeah.
You know, Red Hat is doing all types of certification, and Helm happens to be one that we did a few months back. So the interest from my team is there. It's just a matter of, I have, one of my team members is actually trying to get into a triage maintainer. What's the path, right? And what's the work that we can start doing today to, eventually get to a point where we can help you merge stuff, So maybe, Farina, if, we get someone in the Helm maintainer group to help me understand what the path is. There's 3 of us, and there's 2 more coming in December.
Okay,
Right.
perfect. Yeah, we need to get on top. In fact, I'll take an action after this call to personally go look through the triage maintainer stuff and start bugging people to see what we can do there.
So I think it's a good stepping stone, right? So if we get that Red Hatter into the triage maintainer, he's a lot more involved, right? It's also good because it gives him the next level, right, where he can get more engaged, and then at that point it's in the path, right? And then he can actually then pull us in, the rest of the team, on how he did it, etc. You know what I mean? So
I like your thinking there. And so if things don't move and people get stuck, come bug me personally. I will take that to try to carry things. So if I get sidetracked by the next fire and I'm slow on something, feel free to personally come and say, hey, Matt, you said to come bug me, or to come bug you. So go ahead and do
Kubernetes chat, Kubernetes Slack.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm in like 10 Slacks. They all work.
So Kubernetes, I guess you're in that one?
I am in that one. And you'll find me as the same name everywhere.
Everywhere.
My GitHub handle. I'm basically the same name all over the place, anywhere I could get it. There's other people with the same first and last name as me. They must hate me because I've jumped on that name first, like everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, I have no chance to contact you then. I have no issues contacting you then.
Yeah.
So, all right, Farina. Let's connect.
Okay.
All right, that was a great discussion. What about the going back to your Dependabot PR? Does that cover what you're thinking, Bridget?
I mean, having more people to work on triage is cool, but I guess my question to the existing maintainers is, do we think that those will resolve themselves with time? Should we leave them? Should they be part of a triage task? Can
So
they be
there's a
dealt with
complication here.
periodically?
Yeah, there's totally a complication. The first 1, 2, 3, the first 3, and it's kind of funny, are part of the Kubernetes updates, and those all need to come together as one rather than individual. Because if you bring in one, right, then you've got, because of the way vendoring works, you've got, oh, we're bringing in some at this level and some at this other level, and it becomes this giant binary with all these dependencies at just slightly different patch versions. It's just a mess. You don't want to merge them all. In fact, these don't actually cover them all, which Dependabot missed some of them. And so we need one that just updates Kubernetes, and Dependabots will let us know, but it's just never going to do it. So we do need a PR for that from somebody.
So this is a help wanted issue, perhaps.
Yeah.
Action item is someone, not me, because I can't sign up for more today, will create a help wanted issue that points to these and says, make one PR to roll them all.
We had somebody from Red Hat stepping up for that. I think it was Red Hat the last 2 or 3 times. I don't remember. I see his face. I don't remember his name. You're on mute. I don't.
Was it Alan? Do you remember?
No, I don't think it was Alan.
Interesting.
I'll look it up on the PRs while the discussion continues.
Okay. I'll ask around to see. So that who's gonna write the issue then? Anyone signs up for that? I don't know what to write. So, but if someone writes it and points me to it, I could see if I can get someone on that.
I'll write it in the background while other people are talking here.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay. While you're writing that, and then hopefully David will sign up to or volunteer for that. Bridget, would you like to bring up your Slack integration request?
I just noticed somebody opened an issue asking about installing the Slack app on the repo. And first I immediately had the twitch of, oh no, more Slack things. And then I thought maybe this is a completely great thing that many projects do. And then I thought, I have no idea. And then I thought maybe I should highlight this so that people who are interested and are browsing, looking for something to get engaged with, go investigate this. What does it take to do it? Should we do it? Is it a good idea? What does it oblige us to? What kind of authorization? Does it use some person's personal Slack token? Yeah, I just have a lot of questions. I always thought those kind of things were per Slack team. So yeah, anyway, I want to just highlight it because that might be something that we could do. And I can volunteer to either moderate or take notes for next week, depending on what other people do or do not want to do.
So sorry, I'm taking notes. And is this the app that pings the channel every time, pings a channel every time? Okay.
I mean, he didn't link to a specific thing. So I'm like, I don't know which one he means. Yeah, I've seen that one that kind of dumps everything in a channel. And I'm like, some Slack teams don't like that. Anyway, I kind of feel like if there's something that you do to GitHub to allow people to Slackify that repo into channels, that's a different thing than the one I've investigated in the past. So, yeah. Okay.
Has anyone here used a Slack integration for GitHub?
I mean, I've used the one that Butcher's talking about that dumps all of the stuff that happens, like activities from GitHub into a channel, but
Yes,
is that the
I've
same
used
thing?
that and I don't pay attention to it. So I am the wrong person to ask for an opinion on this because I have got this channel in Slack that's always white and lit up because there's new stuff in it. And I don't think I've visited it in a month. So I'm the wrong person. Yeah. So
Okay,
if
it looks
people
like
want
Butcher
it,
put yeah, it looks like Butcher put the most useful comment that I should have put instead of bringing this up to discuss, which is, hey, link us to which Slack saying words is hard, Slack app you're talking about. Okay, back to notes and mod and triage. I'm happy to mod and or notes for next week as necessary.
I was just going to volunteer on that last one to follow up on that one because Radu on our team has set up that kind of thing before, and so maybe he would know. I'll combine the link with his knowledge and other things and try and figure out if there's a good way to do it, and if there is, I'll kind of come back in a later meeting and explain what I think. But I'll follow up primarily on that issue.
Well, Butcher wants to be a name pipe to Radu. I'll take it. I like it.
And thank you, Matt Farina, for creating that issue.
I'm probably gonna have to miss next week.
David, have you had a chance to look at that issue? Want to close out and get an action item?
Let me in the chat, right? That was created?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let me take a look.
Okay, awesome. All right, so
Can I jump in, Karina? Just to say the name of the person from Red Hat is Shubik.
Oh yeah, should be. Yeah, I know should be.
So he had done at least one. I found one, which was the upgrade to 21.3.
Okay. Oh, I'll get with him and see what needs to get done. Yeah, thank
So
you.
he was a good help.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
awesome.
That was a good find.
So David, if you volunteer for that, you could ping Shabak and see.
Yeah, I could get with Shubik and see what he did and try to do it. Okay.
Cool. Okay, so moderator, Bridget said moderator or notes. I didn't catch the other ones. Matt Butcher, you said the same thing. Has anybody volunteered for triage?
Oh, sorry. No, I was saming something Farina had said at that moment. I can do moderator notes. Let me check my calendar.
But triage? The one that nobody
I
wants.
haven't done it in a while. I'm doing triage on another project, so put my name down.
Thank you. Okay. And then between Matt. Okay, great. So Bridget, you're moderating then, it looks like. Okay, perfect. Well, thank you, everyone. We have 11 minutes, so time back to your day unless somebody wants to bring anything up.
What project, quick question, what project is the version needs to be upgraded? On the Helm or all other projects as well?
Helm.
Helm? Okay. Yeah.
I dropped an issue into chat here if you wanted to grab it.
I see it.
That's Helm.
Perfect.
Great.
It's an easy one too.
That is easy. Yes. I'll take care of that.
Awesome. Well, thank you, everyone. And until next week, we'll see you all then, except for Mark. We'll miss you.
Have a good week.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.